What's going on YouTube? Jeff Tuffner here on the Glorious Podcast with my Smackdown live review for the November 28th, 2017 edition. And the show tonight was a pretty average episode of Smackdown. Nothing crazy happened tonight. No, nothing memorable. Just your average episode of Smackdown. Wasn't great. It wasn't great. But it wasn't all that bad either. I mean, there were a few things that were good. Pretty quick episode though. I guess that's a good thing when it's quick, because when it's slow, that means it's really dragging, especially for a 2-hour show. But it wasn't slow tonight. It went by pretty quick. So let's talk about the show tonight though. See what happened. We had Kevin Owens taking on Randy Orton in the main event. We knew that was going to happen. That was announced last week. We had a few other things. Mojo Rawley turns heel. I'm kind of surprised by that in a way, but not really. Rumors were going around for months on end that, it was going to be Zack Ryder that was going to be the one to turn heel, but it appears WWE went with Mojo, and I kind of agree with them in turning Mojo heel rather than Ryder. I feel like it just made more sense maybe for Mojo to turn heel than Ryder. I don't know, because they needed to break up the tag team. They were supposed to break up months ago, and then they just kind of like disappeared, and then they finally did it tonight. So I will assume they'll have like a little feud that will probably get onto the pre-show of Clash of Champions in about 2 weeks. But whatever. It would just be probably to put Mojo over. That's probably what they'll do, and they're gonna try to, I guess, build up Mojo as a heel, kind of a heel guy on SmackDown. I don't know. I don't see him going up to like the main, top guy on SmackDown. Maybe at best he gets up to maybe mid card at one point. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But he turns on Zack Ryder tonight. After their match, their loss to the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan again. Harper and Rowan just killed him tonight. I mean, it was even. Last week it was a little bit longer, I think, but this week they just murdered him. The SmackDown tag team division is just so much more deeper than Raw's tag team division. It's incredible, because you go back before like WrestleMania and it was the complete opposite way around. I mean, Raw had all the tag teams and SmackDown had like nothing. It was just like changed up. It just completely changed now, because now Raw's tag team, they have like 3 tag teams, and SmackDown's loaded with tag teams. They're able, SmackDown's got so many tag teams, they're able to do multiple tag matches a show. You barely even see that on Monday Night Raw. That shows tonight. We saw the New Day take on Gable and Shelton Benjamin, and the New Day pick up the win. I think Gable and Benjamin they won a match like 2 months ago, not 2 months ago, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or whatever it was, to be number one contenders. I don't think they've ever gotten their match yet. Against the Usos, so I don't know. I'm so confused too, because I don't know. At this point, I'm going to say I think the Usos are officially face and not heel anymore. I feel like they've kind of, just the way they've been acting lately, it seems almost as if they're face, and it seems almost as if Gable and Benjamin are the heels suddenly, which is kind of weird in a way. But I don't know. They still haven't done anything really to prove Gable and Benjamin as a tag team. They're still. They haven't done anything. They just throw them together, and they haven't really given him a gimmick yet or whatever, if that's what you want to say. But, I don't know. I guess they turned him heel. Kind of not really just, it wasn't a big heel turn or whatever. It was like, oh, they just turned heel like that. They just kind of like slowly turned heel over time. And the same thing with the Usos, just turning face kind of as they were turning heel. So, I guess that's the case. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they're a bunch of those teams. Like I said last week, there was a bunch of teams, or just single superstars in general, that are like kind of in the middle. They're not really a clear face or a clear heel. They could both be in that category right now. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. I guess Gable and Benjamin will get their shot at the pay-per-view. I assume not next week or whatever. I don't remember them announcing anything tonight, so I guess they'll just end up announcing it for the pay-per-view in a few weeks at Clash of Champions. But yeah, the New Day pick up the win over Gable and Benjamin. It makes no sense here. That's stupid booking, because why would they have the New Day win over Gable and Benjamin when Gable and Benjamin are the number one contenders and they're supposed to be building them up for the match? I'm just like realizing this now, like how bad of booking that was, if that's the case. If they were smart, they would have Gable and Benjamin pick up the win here to prove a statement, to kind of get on the bad side of the Usos and hype up the match in a way, but they haven't done that. They had the New Day win for some reason. You would think the New Day would be the number one contenders, but I don't know. That's just weird booking there. I just realized that too. It's just very weird booking if that's how they're gonna go. I don't know. We'll see what happens where that goes. The show opened Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan segment went on for about like 15 minutes. So, that covered. They usually open up. They're kind of getting like Raw used to be on SmackDown now. There's like these promos that go like 15, 20 minutes almost every week. Raw used to be that way back when they had the whole authority and everything. It was even worse with the authority. It would be like 30-minute promos and stuff. This was nothing compared to that, but I feel like there's always like it's either like Daniel Bryan or Shane opens the show up for at least like 10, 15 minutes or whatever every week at this point. Um, you know, so yeah, they opened the show tonight and they made changes to the main event. They made it a no disqualification match, and Sami Zayn was banned from ringside. And then obviously Zayn ends up getting involved as couldn't be any more predictable. I mean, it could not be any more predictable that Sami Zayn would show up at the end, and even though he was banned from ringside, and we couldn't be there, he still showed up. I mean, Byron Saxton was trying to point out how it wasn't necessarily ringside; it was kind of up on the stage because it was a no disqualification match. But completely stupid rule here. I mean, how are you gonna ban someone from ringside if it's a no disqualification match? That just doesn't make sense. It takes away from the whole no disqualification point of the match. Banning someone from ringside. Anybody should be able to get involved if they'd like. So I'm just like that's stupid, very stupid stipulation there. I'm just noticing of why they would do that. Why, they've done that before with like just very stupid stipulations and stuff. How banning someone from ringside in a no disqualification match? You just can't do that. It's one of those things you can't do. But they ended up doing it tonight, and they didn't really ban him because he ended up getting involved anyway. So yeah, they didn't necessarily help Owens get the win. I mean, sort of played a role. Owens ended up getting the win anyway, but it wasn't necessarily the deciding point of the match when he got involved. Their match, as for the match itself between Owens and Orton, it was okay. It wasn't great or anything, but Owens ended up picking up the win with the frog splash at the end. So solid match. It went on for like a little over 10 minutes, I guess, 12 minutes. So that was okay. Solid main event. And everybody was kind of like shitting on this match. I was kind of like, why is everyone shitting on it? And I'm like, maybe the real question is, why am I kind of actually a little bit excited for this match in a way? And then I put some thought into it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm excited for this match because it's not a tag team match. This is the first time in like months that it's not a tag team match main eventing SmackDown. I was just getting so sick week after week. Tag team match. Every week it would be. I was just getting so tired of it. So, I mean, I'm just happy that they didn't do a tag team match tonight. I mean, that's a huge positive that it wasn't another tag match to end the show. So, hopefully that's a step in the right direction. But I'm sure next week they'll be back to the good old tag team main events on SmackDown. AJ Styles took on the Singh brothers. Match was, I feel bad for AJ Styles, to be honest with you, because, and I feel like we all do, because it's just, oh man, I'm so tired of the Jinder Mahal AJ Styles feud. Styles needs to go get, do something else, a better feud with someone else. Jinder Mahal, he needs to get out of the main event title picture. I honestly would not mind if they kind of threw him into the mid card. I don't see Jinder becoming a jobber again. All right, I feel like he's gotten to the point. He won the WWE Championship. They gave him a lengthy run with it. I don't see him going all the way back down to like jobber status, where he's like not even appearing and he just jobs, kind of like Kurt Hawkins or whatever right now. I could see him at just dropping down to kind of a mid card and kind of maybe getting in the picture for maybe a U.S. title shot sometime down the road. I assume that's where they're gonna go. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but let's hope that Clash of Champions is the end of the Jinder Mahal and AJ Styles feud. I swear I will be livid if Jinder Mahal wins the title of Clash of Champions, because that means the feud's not over. They're gonna try and carry it all the way up into the Royal Rumble. And it just, oh my God. I mean, I hope those rumors aren't true though about putting the title back on Mahal. And they actually, at first it seemed that would be the case, that they would be doing that, but now things are starting to shape out a little bit now, and you're kind of seeing where things are going to go as we get closer to WrestleMania. And I'm just thinking, well, here's what they could do. Keep the title on Styles all the way up until Mania, have Shinsuke win the Rumble, and there you go. You have Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. That's exactly what they'll end up probably doing. I mean, it only makes sense at this point. I would say, Nakamura is probably the front runner to win the Rumble at this moment in time. I mean, it just would make the most sense for him to win it. I mean, it's, with Styles having the title, it's been rumored that they wanted to do a match between these guys. We thought we were going to get it at SummerSlam, but then they ended up kind of, changing those plans. And now, they wanted to do the WWE title match, save it for WrestleMania. It only makes sense for them to do it. So, they could still do, and then they wanted to do John Cena, Jinder Mahal. They could do John Cena versus Jinder Mahal if they want. Go ahead, do that. I don't care, as long as it's not for the WWE title. Put the WWE title with Nakamura and AJ Styles, not Cena and Mahal. Mahal and Cena could just have regular singles, one-on-one match. Maybe add a stipulation to it. And I'd be fine with that. I just don't want to see that being for the WWE Championship. The WWE Championship was devalued enough at this past Mania when it was Orton and Wyatt. The one match I skip over every time I go back and watch WrestleMania 33 because it was just a complete train wreck, that match. So, I mean, they need, the WWE Championship doesn't feel like the most prestigious title in WWE. I can tell you that for sure. They've really made it feel like it's not like the title anymore. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably because Jinder Mahal had the title for almost 6 months or whatever it was. So yeah, that's probably the explanation behind that. But yeah, Styles took on the Singh brothers. I mean, as soon as this match was announced last week, I was just like, oh, that's going to be a waste of 10, 15 minutes there. But Styles picks up the win. He hits a Styles Clash with the one Singh brother and then drops one of the other one from the top rope. And then after the match, I don't know if Jinder Mahal turned on the Singh brothers for good or whatever, but he hit one of them with the Colossus. I don't know if they're breaking them up already. We'll see. I mean, probably not. I mean, they might do it. I don't know. I mean, I'm just so sick of Jinder Mahal. I mean, I can't take it anymore. It's just, I feel I wouldn't hate him as much as like if he just. It's just the fact I can't take. It's really not Mahal himself. It's really just the Mahal Styles feud. I've just had enough of this feud. It's got that same feel that I had with the Orton Mahal feud. I couldn't take it anymore, match after match. I mean, even though this one hasn't even been anything as close to like as long as that feud ran. I mean, this one's only been like a few months. I mean, Mahal just finished up with a feud with Nakamura at the end of October. So I mean, this one hasn't even been like 2 months or whatever. But I'm already fed up with it. Move on from it. Just get Mahal out of the title picture for now. I mean, that would be the best case scenario. Enough with that talk. I'm sick of talking about Mahal. I mean, it's just I don't know. It just really aggravates me how they just keep pushing him as like the top guy. I mean, I don't mind Mahal. I don't hate him. I don't like want him to go back to being a jobber. I think mid card would be the best for him now. But at this moment in time, get him as far away from the WWE title as possible. Ruby Riott name change. This was the most random thing. A few hours before SmackDown started, I go on Twitter and I see that they changed her name, but it wasn't one of the big changes. They're not gonna call her just Riott or just Ruby. They added a T in Riott. I have no clue why. Apparently, maybe it's because they, filed for the name or whatever, the regular name without the 2 T's and just the 1 T, and they couldn't do it. So they were like, all right, let's add a T. I'm just gonna assume that's the reason behind it. But that was probably like one of the most random things I've ever seen. It was just weird, like that's like just out of nowhere. They just add a T to her name. I mean, at least they didn't completely change her name to something else. Like they've done that in the past with people where it's just like, oh no. Like it just screws up up everything when they do that in the past. They've changed up names completely. But thank God it's still the same name, just the writing of it's different. So I mean, but yeah, that was news before SmackDown. Anyway, the group of Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan are now being known as the Riott Squad. I assume that's a bit of a better name than what Paige's group is called. I forget what it's even called, Absolution or something. I don't remember. But yeah, definitely, I think Riott Squad's a better name than whatever. I think Absolution's the name, I'm going to assume. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. But anyway, the Riott Squad took on Charlotte, Natalya, and Naomi, and they dominated the match. Natalya walks out on them. They injured Naomi, and then, it's pretty much 3-on-1 against Charlotte, and obviously they pick up the win. Becky Lynch wasn't there tonight. They rid her off TV. Same reason The Miz wasn't on Raw last night. Both of them are out filming the Marine 6 over in, I think, England or whatever. So that's why they have both been sort of written off TV last week when Miz lost the title and Becky got attacked backstage. So that's the explanation for that. So, I mean, I was worried, too, with tonight with this 6 women's tag match. I thought they were really about to do the same thing they did on Raw with the women. Remember, we were supposed to get Paige's team taking on, I think it was like Sasha, Bayley, and Mickie James or whatever. But that match never happened, just attack backstage. I thought really we were about to see the same exact thing tonight when I saw that there was a 6-woman tag. But thank God they didn't do that and actually gave us a match tonight, because that would have just not been good. They sort of kind of went with the route, though, of injuring people. But they did it in a different way. So, I mean, I feel like, part of me feels like they were actually going to do it, but then they were afraid of all the backlash they were going to get from the fans for doing the exact same thing. So, let's just be happy they didn't do that the same way, because I would have just came on here and destroyed that if they did that. I mean, talk about lazy booking. That would have been lazy booking at its finest right there if they did the exact same thing they did on Raw. Yeah, so I think I've pretty much just rambled through everything on SmackDown. There was Fashion Files. That was okay tonight. Whenever I've really come to the conclusion, when are we actually gonna see Breeze down go wrestle? I know they've been wrestling dark matches and stuff before the show. You know that you know you see if you go to the show you see them, but you know it never gets aired on TV or whatever. But like when are they actually gonna like they were in the tag title picture right before it was like it was Backlash I think it was they had a match with the Usos. And they were over as can be. Everybody was behind them at that time. People are still behind them. I don't know why they're not like actually getting thrown out there into like an actual match, and they're just just back. Pretty much they just do the whole Fashion Files thing. I mean, they should. That's only. I feel like they should. I mean, I feel like that's what they were gonna do, and then all of a sudden there were all these new tag teams, and everything got changed up. I mean, you had Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin be a tag team. So I mean, I don't know, but they should. I don't know. They need to be on TV more. But yeah, I think that's everything I've covered from SmackDown. Most of the show. I mean, it was an okay show tonight. Was it better than Raw? I mean, I don't know. It's tough. This is one of those weeks where they're both like really average shows. It's hard to kind of differentiate both shows in a way because they were really just kind of the same in a way. They weren't great. They weren't bad. They were kind of right down the middle. Kind of 6 out of 10. I might give it tonight. It's the same thing I gave Raw yesterday. So I'll just say Raw maybe was a little bit better. I had a little more interest in Raw than SmackDown, but as for like the show as a whole, they were about the same 6 out of 10 this week. Nothing great, nothing bad, but average. So yeah, that's basically it though, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later this week right here on the Glorious Podcast.